And welcome back to Kyoudai Ai, the mostly weekly podcast, where two brothers dive into everything Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, one season at a time. I'm your host, SuperJollyMac, joined by my brother and co-host, DonTheVan, and today we're kicking off brand new journeys. We're going to step into the world of Bakuryuu, Sentai, Abaranger, and Kamen Rider Faiz. New riders, new rangers, and a whole lot of chaos. We'll also hit up some JJK along the way. So grab your drivers, grab your changers, and let's get into it. Cue the theme song. How you doing now that you're here?
Well, I'm hot, but still doing good.
Wait, what? Good. You're well, doing? But still doing good.
Yeah, I said I'm hot, but still doing good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like really humid and hot here. How are you doing? Yeah.
Not too bad. A little bit tired, but can't complain. Tired as always. Never gonna change probably, but could be worse.
That is true. You could be doing nothing, I guess.
Yeah. Also, what's up?
What you like? I said that intro is what you sound like. I sounded nothing like that.
Yeah, sure. Wait, you just said it didn't sound like me.
Yeah, mine didn't sound like yours, but yours sounded like yours. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get into it. We have some new shows to watch later on, but we can go ahead and start with gaming. You been playing anything?
Have I been playing anything? I think I said I played Dota last time. I downloaded Civ 5 again. I played that like years ago, so I was like, let me try it again. I'm gonna play it. And then I played. There's this new game called like Deadlock or something like that. I don't know. My friend wanted me to play it, so I played it.
What kind of game is it?
It's a MOBA, like Dota or League of Legends, but it's like first-person shooter.
I say okay, but like I haven't played any of these games, so
Or third-person shooter, but yeah, I mean it's okay. It's like Pokemon Unite, but third-person shooter.
Sure, I mean that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense when you don't think about it. But we played that. It was not my cup of tea, but it was okay. My lowly PC right here. My lowly PC can't handle that right now. Needs to get upgraded with a beefy graphics card, but soon. And by soon, I mean in like 15 years. Yeah. But as far as playing, that's pretty much it. I'm probably gonna spend some time playing Civilization 5, and if it ever goes on sale, I might get Total War Warhammer 3.
Okay. So it's a Warhammer game?
Yeah. Well, I want to get one of those. I want to get a Warhammer game, but I'll be cool right now with Civ 5.
Okay. Yeah, I got probably 5 and 6. I got a couple of Civ games, but they just take too long. That's the only thing.
Yeah. They do take a long time.
And then PvP. I'm not the biggest fan of PvP. And probably anything.
I don't know why.
What do you mean you don't know why? Because I don't like it.
You're not up for the challenge. That's all you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. I can take that.
It's like you are absolutely right.
Sure. Yeah.
I feel that. Some days I don't want to do that either. I don't want to do PvP, so I get it.
It's just a headache because, like, I don't know. I'd rather go against like a common enemy with somebody than like really go versus. Like versus is fine. It's just I don't feel like I have the appetite for it too much. And then I don't have the reaction time for it. So if you're playing like an FPS, it's like, okay, I'm going to get sniped and then the game's over. And then I respawn and then I'll get sniped again.
Yeah. Every time you take a step outside. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's like
feel
you
you,
got to
man.
know the game. You have to know the meta or like, why are you even doing it? And then if you're doing the meta, like, what's the whole point? I don't know.
Right. 'Cause everybody's doing the meta. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's just me.
Yeah.
Anything else for gaming?
Um,
Oh, I didn't
no.
think I said anything about mine. I'm still doing Final Fantasy and a little bit of Ghosts. That's pretty much it for me.
Yeah.
I think I did
Yeah,
play
gaming's
Exit 8 on PlayStation and platinum that, but I also played it on PC, but I never finished it on PC. It was a little bit easier on PlayStation.
Controller.
Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, either that or it also got some of the bugs or something moved
Ah, okay.
or got better. So it was a little bit easier to play. Not as buggy, probably.
Got you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's not bad. It's been a slow week for gaming, so yeah.
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 Then what about music? You been listening to anything?
Have I been listening to anything? I don't know. I have listened to. I don't know what it is. Did I listen to anything? I don't think so. I haven't listened to anything new. I found this jazz house playlist. I listened to that. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So I like house music. I like jazz house.
I'm more like jazz hip hop. Like Saba. Saba was the guy I couldn't think of last time I was talking about it. And some with that same style. What is it? Denzel Curry?
Probably.
I think. He's also got some nice tracks. There was one new one. I forget the name of it, but I listened to another one of his tracks that was pretty good. I don't know if it was new or just new to me, but that was good. Yeah. That's it.
Oh, you listened to that this week?
Yeah, this week.
Got you. Yeah. Music's been kind of slowing down over the years for me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess you been watching anything?
Watching, yeah, I'm still keeping up with this the spring anime that I started with. So those 3 shows that I've been watching, Skyma, Atelier, and Liar Game. And they're pretty good for the most part. Liar Game is kind of slow. Skyma is like showing the world, so nothing's really happened too much except for the first episode was pretty much action packed. Other than that, they're kind of building the universe, which is cool. And then Atelier seems like it took the opposite way. It started out a lot slower, but I think now they're probably going to do some cool stuff. So I'm looking forward to the episodes. Other than that, I started rewatching ReZero.
Okay.
Have you ever seen it?
First? Oh.
Yeah, from the first season. Have you seen it?
I could start it. If you're starting it over, I can start it over too.
Well, I was starting it over. Now I'm close to the end of season 1.
How many episodes are in the season?
Season 1, I want to say had 25, I think.
Wouldn't you? How? You're on like what episode? 12? Yes, you're on episode 24. Okay.
No, I'm on episode 21, I think.
Okay. Well, that doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah. ReZero kara hajimeru isekai. Seikatsu. So starting life in another world from zero. That sounds... If you've never seen it before, It gets pretty messed up in some situations. It's very violent and a little bit, no spoilers, but it gets pretty bad in some spots, but it's pretty good. I like it.
I'll check it out.
When I started rewatching it, I was like, I don't know why I liked watching it the first time, because it's kind of annoying in some spots. But then as you go on, it kind of layers on itself, and it's pretty good. I like it. So I think I'm gonna keep going. Season 4 started this season, I think. Season 4, I think. Yeah. So almost done with season 1 again. I thought I had watched season 1 and season 2, but all of the stuff I remembered so far is in season 1. So I'm like, what happened in season 2? I don't remember. But we'll get there.
Yeah, maybe you didn't watch it.
Maybe I didn't, but I thought I did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll check it out. If I get traumatized, I'll send you my therapy bill.
I mean, hey, don't send it to me. But yeah, it can get messed up, but it's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
I would definitely recommend it with a trigger warning. That's it. Watch out.
Trigger warning.
If you get too overwhelmed, you should tap out. But it's good.
I don't believe in trigger warnings.
Hey, you do you, bro. So what about you? You been watching anything?
Yeah, I've been watching Mall Shadow Lord. That's been pretty good. I'm into Star Wars.
Like shopping mall?
Like Darth Maul.
Okay.
I didn't know what else to say. I was like,
I'm just clarifying, you know.
Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been watching that. That's been pretty good. I'm definitely into Star Wars. Especially Clone Wars and Rebels, and everything like that. But that's been pretty good. That's ongoing. I've been watching Invincible, which the season finale just came out, and I watched that. That was pretty good. Still, in my opinion, nothing really tops the first season with Omni-Man, that Omni-Man arc with him and Mark.
No spoilers, because I haven't seen it.
There's no spoilers. It's just him and Mark doing their thing, and it's just like, oh, nothing's topping that that moment. But the season was pretty good. It's out there. This fourth season was all the way up there. So I like it. Honestly, it's touching. It's like tickling it. It's like, hello there. Yeah. So but I've been watching that. I've been watching Daredevil Born Again season 2. That's been pretty good. I've been enjoying that for the most part. It's definitely at a cool, interesting point right now. I'm eager to see what happens next. And then I've been watching The Boys, and they're on like episode 3 or 4 is coming out soon or something like that. So, and that's been pretty interesting. I can't say it's like still the greatest, but it's interesting. So it's keeping me engaged, and I like it. I was thinking about going back to Vinland Saga. I need to finish season 2. So yeah, I got like halfway through season 2.
I haven't seen it, but I wouldn't peg you for a Vinland Saga guy.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. It's amazing. It's literally up there. Season 1 is magnifique. So yeah. So I need to find out what happens to my guy. I forget how to say his name. Thorfinn. That's his name. I gotta find out what happens to my guy Thorfinn. Yeah. So
cool.
But yeah, that's about it though. And I guess I'll add Zero to my watch list. Yeah, that's about it as far as things that I've been watching. Yeah. Been pretty chill. I've been spoiled with shows, but it's been pretty chill. So that's it. I'll let you know how far I get into ReZero next time.
Okay.
If I even get that far into it.
Once you get to this, back half, I think. Go in blind. It's pretty good.
Okay. Okay.
But the back half, I think, is where I got hooked. I think that's where I got hooked the first time, and that's where I got hooked the second time too.
Yeah.
Like it's a good thing, but I would say give it one or two episodes to see if you like it, and then like it slowly evolves as you watch it. So it goes some places you might not quite expect. It's got some sides to it, but I like it.
Depth.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Tight. Okay. All right, I'll keep that in mind. I got you. Got you on the next one. But that's it, though. That's it for watching and everything. Did you have anything else to add to it?
Nope. Let's keep it going.
All right. So I guess that means we're going into anime land. All right. We're going into JJK Season 2, Episodes 33 and 34. 33 is Shibuya Incident Gate Open.
It's what incident?
Shibuya Incident Gate Open.
Okay.
That's what I said, yeah. Shibuya. All right. So with Gate Open, obviously spoilers ahead for these two episodes and anything that has come before. So we are opening with the Jujutsu sorcerers saying that Gojo is a flippin' idiot, but he is the strongest. And so with that, they're like, yeah, he's pretty full of himself and everything like that, but everybody unanimously agrees that he is the strongest and everything like that. It's kind of like a flashback kind of video style type of interview type of thing. And so with that, we come back to present day and we get to see Gojo winding up not winding, I don't know why I said winding. He's winded from a fight and he's catching his breath. And then it just kind of like cuts to Gojo calling Hanami a weed and saying that he's gonna kill her first because she looks like a weed. And so Hanami becomes cocky after like they've kind of thrown hands for a little bit. And she's like, bro, I can take Gojo on. I don't need to keep doing my domain amplification or anything like that. I'm just gonna go ahead and use my techniques. And so after seeing Gojo stop and she said this because Gojo stopped using his infinite technique. I'm gonna air quotes that while fighting Jogo. And so Gojo quickly takes advantage of this and hits Hanami in her weak spot by pulling out her eye branches, by pulling those out. And with that, Jogo is like, he only barely survives because he's still using his domain amplification, and he's kind of like, yo, Hanami, get it together, bruh. You need to use your domain amplification. That's the only reason we're still even surviving in all of this. And so with that, Gojo checks that the third guy, whose name is Choco. Wait, let me double check that. Chozo, not Choco. Chozo. Wait, I'm sorry. He checks that the third guy, Chozo, might be one of the incarnated death painting wounds, which, I mean, I loved calling them the Blood Brothers, but I'll just call them the Death Painting Brothers, or the Painting Wound Brothers, or whatever. The DPW brothers. And so with that, Gojo proceeds to crush Hanami with his infinity technique until there's nothing left. And like there's nothing distracting him. There's nothing left of Hanami. She's literally just a smear on the cracked indent in the wall. And Jogo is like, yo, my guy is like pretty OP. And so with that, bro is locked in for sure. And in a flashback, Geto states that the prison realm is like a living barrier, and that there's nothing that it can't that can't be sealed inside of it. And so the third guy, oh, I did write that down. Maybe his name was said later. His name is Chozo, so maybe they just didn't say his name yet. But anyways, Geto says that it's not time yet to capture Gojo. So he needs Gojo to be pushed a little bit closer to the edge of losing his composure, kind of similar to how Toji, what's his name? Toji? Similar to how Toji did in the movie when I mean not the movie, in season 2, like or a couple episodes before, where he kind of pushed him to his limit with the Bro, it's so hard to keep track of the timelines at this point. I'm not gonna hold you. But it's all good. But in the beginning of this season, where he kind of pushed him to the edge with the bounty and everything like that, and then kind of came in to take him out. And so with that, Yuji learns that everyone at the Meiji Shrine Station got turned or transfigured by Mahito and then boarded a train that's heading for Shibuya, which is heading straight for Satoru Gojo. And so the train arrived at Shibuya and the transfigured humans are released onto the platform. And then Mahito also caught a ride on the train and finds himself, I mean, excuse me, and finds out that Hanami was killed. And he's like, oh man, crazy. And so Mahito finds out that he can't really touch Gojo because he tries to punch him and he can't do it. And then he drops more humans from the upper level. It just kind of breaks the floor and they just drop down. And with that, the curses are coordinating mass killings to first force Gojo to use his domain expansion, because with that, he'll have to try really hard to not kill anybody, because if he does use his domain expansion, it's going to turn them into vegetables, and like they probably will lose like their ability to function as people. And so with that, and with that, he actually does use his domain expansion, and within 2/10 of a second, he clears out the level of transfigured humans. At least that's what they said, 2/10 of a second. And with that, this brings us back to the opening scene, with now knowing why Gojo is out of breath. And so with that, Geto is like, all right, it's time, guys. And he opens the prison realm, and he needs a minute. He needs to like a full minute for the prison realm to do its thing, and he gains his minute by talking to Gojo himself, which kind of shakes Gojo up a bit, and enough to stall him for a minute, allowing him to get captured. That's a typo. And so with that, Gojo asks who is standing before him. His eyes and senses are telling him that it's Suguru Geto, yet his heart and soul are telling him otherwise. And the real face or brain behind Geto is revealed to be someone who can take over bodies and curse his techniques by swapping brains with them. And so the brain wants to lock Gojo up because he's just too strong to have running around and getting in the way of his world domination of curses taking over. And Gojo is like, yo, you got me, but what about Yuta? And the brain's unbothered by the brain said, who? And so and pretty much he says Yuta could never replace Gojo, and that he only got lucky with his cursed energy because he made, what's her name?
It's
I forget her name,
because
but
me
he made her a curse. Yeah, I forgot her name too.
something
Rika.
Yeah.
Because he made Rika his like cursed spirit. But we just talked about this. Anyways, regardless, he got lucky because it was Rika, pretty much, and like they bonded together, which made him like really super powerful. And so with that, Mechamaru sends a message to Yuji letting him know that Gojo has been sealed. And with that, that ends episode 33, Shibuya Incident Gate Open. What did you think about that?
It was really good. I forgot about the whole entrance thing where they were talking about Gojo at the beginning. Like you have him out of breath, and then they kind of cut to everybody. So you're like, oh, it's not looking good for Gojo. What happened? And then in typical JJK fashion, they go back and then play everything up to that point. But I like the way they kind of layered all of the stories so far to this point. And like they mentioned everything that's happened in season 1, in the first half of season 2, and the movie, and then all of it's kind of converging here. So that was pretty cool how they kind of did that story wise. I think when the curses were fighting Gojo, though, they didn't want him to use his domain expansion. It was like they were trying to make it so he couldn't use it, because if he used it, he would kill everybody. So I think they didn't want him to use it.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to put him into a hard situation to where if he did use it, he would have to like do a whole lot to not kill everybody. Like they were hoping that he would do something that would like tire him out. Because if he just used it, he wouldn't get tired out. Because like obviously he would just use it like a regular person and just take him out. But like to use it and then to use it in a way to not kill everybody, he would have to like do a whole bunch of extra stuff. So like they were trying to push him to his edge, if that makes any sense.
Well, I think they were trying to get him to the point where he, like, they didn't think he would be able to use it, which would tire him out, because then if he could use it, it would kind of be a little bit easier. And then it didn't take a minute because it was all in his head. So since Gojo's like running around so fast, as soon as he saw freaking not Mahito. Shoot, was it Geto? As soon as he saw Geto, it was like, okay, all I needed was you to pause and run through everything in your mind really quick, because that's enough time. It doesn't have to be like in the real world a minute, which was pretty cool. And then the reveal of Geto actually being dead, like he died. So it was like, okay, Gojo actually did do what he was supposed to do, and he's been on the level this whole time. Because up until now, it's like, what's Gojo really doing? Is he really on the right side?
Maybe he's
yeah. So I think that was all pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good episode. Good episode.
Agreed. This was a good episode. Sucks to see Hanami go out like that, but you know.
Yo, Hanami went out. Like, dang.
Yeah, that was grimy.
Yeah.
That was grimy. Gojo said, oh, you want to really play ball? Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And walked her down quick. So yeah, that's crazy.
But I mean, that's why he's the strongest.
That's why he's like, oh, that's why he's the MVP.
Yeah. So
yeah. So that was crazy. Kelso was in the back doing absolutely nothing. I don't even know why I'm barely. He sniped twice. Like in both episodes, he only shot out twice. He didn't do that. Okay, maybe 3 times. That one time he was just kind of spraying, but
that's how snipers are.
He was terrible. He could have did better. He could have did like a double shot or something like that, try to get through his infinite technique. I don't know. His heart wasn't in it. His heart wasn't in it. That's all I'm gonna say. But I forgot that Mahito actually tried to fight Gojo. I kind of wanted to see them fight. I felt like that would have been a lot better. But anyways, but yeah, this was cool. I don't know how. I mean, he's captured by the prison realm, so
yep.
I don't know. I forget. I don't know. I don't even know how it works. I don't even know how you get out of that thing. Did they ever say how you get out?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out. But yeah. Anyways,
I assume someone's got to release you.
Oh, maybe. I wonder how that works. Like, I wonder if you kill Geto or the brain.
I don't think so. It's probably separate from him.
Yeah. So, it doesn't. Yeah.
Someone's probably got to release it.
Yeah. Anyways, so we'll move on to episode 34, Pandemonium, which is chaos. So with that, Mechamaru's fail state. Huh?
Quite literally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on the nose. Mechamaru's spell save informs Yuji and Mei that Gojo has been captured. Oh, by the way, that's a crazy way to do it, because Yuji literally almost destroys Mechamaru's earpiece. He was like, who was talking in my ear? Not to date. But luckily he didn't destroy it. And so with that, we skip over to Gojo talking to Geto. And Gojo speaks to Geto's soul, or at least his body, because Geto's body responds by attacking himself and trying to choke out the brain. That's him. So his body reacts when Gojo is like, yo, you're gonna just let this guy take over your body like that? And so with that, Geto talks to Mahito, and he was like, yo, your theory on souls might be wrong or right, or there might be another one where the body is the same as the soul and the soul is the same as the body, or there's differences somewhere. And then they have that whole conversation and everything. And then Gojo is like, can we get on with this? Because I don't have the time to be here all day. And so Geto's like, yeah, too true. And then he's like, gate closed. And so they close the gate on the prison realm. They trap Gojo inside. And with that, we cut back to Yuji Mekamaru discerned that Yuji is the least likely person to leak information, unironically enough, being that Mekamaru is literally the mole, but I digress. And he also concluded that Mei was the same because of her ability to get different information and that she was dispatched to a different station. Excuse me. And with that, Mekamaru states that the curse's barrier techniques are a lot better than the sorcerer's, and that there are now 4 barriers up around Shibuya. 1, the veil that traps the civilians on the inside. 2, the veil that traps Gojo on the inside. 3, the veil that keeps the sorcerers out. And then 4 on the outside is the veil, like number 1, that keeps people trapped inside. So with that, Mekamaru pretty much tells Yuji, like, yo, head over to Shibuya, let all the other sorcerers know that Gojo was captured. And he's like, yo, Mei, can you just like open up a path for him and kind of like stay here and like take care of things here? And then that's the mission for them. And so with that, we cut back to the Shibuya station. The other curses are now waking up. That's Gojo and Chozo, the curse and the curse user one person. And so when they wake up, this is when the prison realm kind of like gets super heavy in Ghetto's hands and drops to the ground. And then this makes Ghetto and company have to wait until the prison realm is finished analyzing Gojo, I think is what they were talking about. And so with that, they have to sit and wait. And so as they do that, the other 3 sorcerer teams are like talking and convening, and they're like, okay, we got to figure out a way to like get around these barriers. We've been talking for too long. We need to go into action mode. And so they all entered the veil at the same time to try to take care of these barriers and protect people. And so with that, sword hand guy, whose name is yet to be revealed to me, Snooks the suit wearer, whose name I forgot. And and so with that, he is a sadistic little buddy, and he is also tasked with the task of destroying all the suit people, which is pretty much all the assistants. He's like, yeah, I can bully the weaklings, which we'll get to that in a future episode. But but with that, Mekamaru sees that Geto and the curses can't move the prison realm yet, and he sees that because he has placed like his little camera or like fail-safe devices in multiple places around Shibuya and surrounding areas. So one of the devices happens to be in the station where everybody is, and he can kind of see what's going on, and he knows that they're having a hard time. And with that, Mahito sees this and destroys it, and then Geto is like, oh man, they know kind of sort of what we're doing. And so with this, he lets Yuji know that they can't move Gojo, so he should probably like get a move on and let everybody else know and kind of update them on the plans. And with this, Yuji finally makes it to Shibuya, where he fights some transfigured humans and then climbs to the top of a building and yells for Nanamin to let him know the update. And with that, Nanamin, Megami, and third guy go up to meet Yuji. And with that, the curses are setting up a game after arguing about what they're gonna do about Yuji. Where if Jogo finds Yuji, he can turn him into Sukuna by feeding him all the fingers, and if Mahito or Chozo find Yuji, they can kill him. Because Chozo wants to get revenge for his 2 brothers, and Mahito just has it out for Yuji because he thinks it's fun. And with that, Geto just like, I'm not gonna be a part of this. I gotta stay and watch the prison realm. Y'all have fun. And so we cut back. Oh wait, no, we don't. So the 3 curses leave, the 2 curses and the curse user leave. And with that, the twins from the movie that were a part of Geto's gang, they're pretty much like, yo, give us Geto's body back. You said after you get Gojo, you would be done with his body. And then Geto's like, silly humans. If you ever want to like make a real deal, you got to make sure it's a pact that can't be broken. I'm gonna keep the body. I like it here. Scram, or else you die, or something. He said, if you like your life, leave. And so they leave. They said he'll regret it, and he said, whatever. And then they just whisked off into the shadows. You'll rule the day, pretty much. And then with that, Nanamin asks Yuji, they meet and they talk, and then Nanamin tasks Yuji and Megami and the third guy with dropping the 3rd veil that's keeping the sorcerers out. And then Nanamin heads off to do his thing. And pretty much we get like the 3rd guy whose name I just can't, I just don't know for the life of me. He's just there. And he's pretty much telling them like, yeah, we gotta get Gojo out, because if not, a lot of things are gonna like domino effect out, because Gojo is protecting a bunch of people like you, Yuji, because of how strong he is, and then also he's keeping other curses at bay because they are, I mean, because of how strong he is. So with all of that going on, if he's not in the play, a lot of people are going to end up being hurt or not have their protection, and then a lot of the curses are going to feel emboldened to step out of the shadows and start attacking people. And with that, it's pandemonium, and that's the end of the episode. What'd you think about it?
This one had a lot going on. Still pretty good. We got a lot of lore dump in the middle. Having Gojo kind of like sabotage Geto's plan by making him have to wait a little bit longer is like the typical Gojo thing to try to do. Or I guess he's not doing it. It's just something that has to happen. But that was all pretty cool. The barriers, the whole barrier setup was confusing as all get out. I still don't quite understand like the whole layers upon layers thing. Like I get the specific layers, but not how they all interact with each other. But all of that was pretty cool. And then Yuji just running to the top of Shibuya and yelling to get everybody's attention was pretty hilarious. It's like, yeah, that's what Yuji would do. But yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. I think because like it's confusing for me too. Like I had to play this back 3 times to kind of so I could even write down what each layer does. Because I think in each episode they brought it up, there was always an extra layer added, and I was just like, bro, I just found out what the last layer did. And so I think starting from the inside, there's a veil that keeps the civilians trapped on the actual like subway station like line, you know, where they're fighting and stuff. They keep them trapped there, which is how they were using them to trap Gojo and to hinder him in the fight. But then there's a layer that's outside of that keeps Gojo trapped inside. So like once he enters, he can't leave. And then there's a layer outside of that, which I think kind of extends to like the street, or maybe like the levels between the subway station and the street, like level 2. And then that keeps the sorcerers out, so they can't go in. But they can go, but then there's like the last veil, which they can go in and out of, but it keeps regular people inside. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I get it individual wise. I don't get the strategy behind it. Because I thought one of them they destroyed in order to have the normal humans drop on top of them. But I don't know. It worked.
I think if I'm thinking about this correctly, as far as like just what people have been saying, because they've been kind of like here and there dropping stuff. I think what it is they have the outside layer that keeps the humans in, because they're probably, I think, well, they have already done it, but they dropped like transfigured humans in there, and they want the sorcerers to be out there kind of fighting and everything like that, which is kind of like a distraction so that they don't go help Gojo, because originally they weren't supposed to know about what's happening on the subway station. I think it was like a multi-layer thing. So like they were like, oh, get Gojo here, and then Gojo goes all the way down inside. Because I like that's why they were probably surprised or didn't like the fact that Mechamaru had a little camera, because they're like, oh, well, now they know what's going on, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, well, I think it was to keep anybody else from showing up to try to, or I don't know, because I think they also said that it's actually beneficial for Gojo not to have someone else around because they'd basically be in his way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but also the second layer keeps the sorcerers out, so they can't go further in even if they wanted to.
Yeah.
So I don't think they were supposed to know about the layers further in. They only found out because Mechamaru said something.
True.
So I think that's more so. I think it was a multi-layer thing to be like not a red herring. Well, it might be a red herring. This might fit the description, but like they wanted to trap Gojo inside, but also let them believe that everything was happening on the outside. So now they know it's multi-layered, and so like now they can take out the barrier that's keeping the sorcerers out, and then once that's done, they can go like all the way down to where Gojo is.
Yep.
I guess it's not as confusing as it sounds. It just seems so good. It just the way the way it is explained, it's like broken and it seems confusing inside of all the action. I don't know. It's cool though. I like it. I like it. I definitely missed it the first time I watched it. I will say that, as in typical JJK fashion.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. Oh, the ending credit scene. After the credits, I don't know who these people are, but there's a old lady and two guys, one with bulging eyes, the other without bulging eyes, and they're saying, "Oh, it can't be true that Gojo is trapped inside of a prison realm. We get to have fun now." And they were staring at the Shibuya incident, so I'm assuming they're gonna enter the Shibuya incident and wreak havoc. So we're gonna see what happens with that. But yeah, that was the ending credit scene.
Well, it sounds like they were probably, well, I don't know. There was some girl. So I don't know how many of them. They're all probably in on the plane.
I was gonna say, yeah, the girl, wasn't she in the movie? I can't remember who she is
Was she?
or where she came from, or is she new? This our first time seeing her?
I think so.
Because I don't remember her face at all, but it felt like we should know who she is, but I don't.
Yeah.
Oh well. But yeah. But that's it for JJK. That's it for JJK this week. So we'll catch you next week on JJK. Yeah. We're moving on to Toku now.
Which means it's my turn up. So we are going to start a new season of Kamen Rider and Sentai. This season is going to be, for the Sentai, Bakuryuu Sentai Abaranger. I think this is season... What season is this? 27, I think.
Maybe.
But we can go ahead and get started with the Sentai. We're going to go over episodes 1 through 4 of the new series, Abaranger. Yeah, so spoilers ahead for episodes 1 through 4. Let's get it started with episode 1. Abare Dinosaur Big Charge. Abare Kyoudai Shingeki. So we start out the episode with this guy who is on another planet and running away from something, kind of getting damaged. And then whoever is chasing him kind of goes through a portal. And then he enters the portal screaming for people with dino guts to come and help him. Eventually an old man and a high school girl find him. I think we find out that their name Ryosuke and Emily. So they find him and then they ask if he's Asuka. So we learned that the guy's name is Asuka because he's been in their head saying something, or they heard him in his head. Okay, so there's dinosaurs basically running havoc inside of the city. And he's trying to get help in order to try to calm them down. So he gives them dino bracers. He gives them dino bracers, and then they get into their hero poses, and then they try to transform, and they fail. So apparently they don't have enough power to actually do the transformation. But afterwards, two other people show up and kind of snatch the dino bracers from them. And then they successfully transform into a blue and yellow Abaranger. Once they're transformed, they kind of snap the two of the three dinosaurs out of whatever kind of mind control thing that's going on. So it's the Triceratops and Pterodon. They stop those two stop attacking the city, and then turn their forces against the enemy force instead. While blue and yellow face off against the aliens, I think we learned that they're Evolian, because they're evolved aliens of Evolians. We end up seeing a person inside of a hospital. He ends up hearing the Tyranno kind of crying out, in pain. And then he wakes up really quick. He rushes to the scene, fresh from the hospital. And then he kind of jumps in the air and he gets eaten by the Tyranno that's going wild. But before that happened, what's that?
I say easy come, easy go.
Yeah, so he gets thrown the last Dino Bracer from, is it Asuka? Before it happens. And then he gets eaten by the Tyranno, one big gulp. And they're like, well, that was quick, but he transforms at the last second into red, and that finally calms down the Tyranno and gets it to join the other two in attacking the Evolian. So then the Evolian summons the little grunt minions. I don't know if we learned their names here. And then the Rangers call for their signature weapons. So we have an Abaranger that they use, and their little individual weapons to start fighting those guys. After they deal a heavy blow to it, the battle enters a new phase, and then the blue does his little run, which unfortunately reminds me a lot of a show that will not be named. Well, it will be named because we're going to give it a lot of shade. But he does his little special run, which I hate. And then they start damaging this boss's armor. But just as they think they won, an even larger dinosaur kind of crests the hill. And then that's kind of where the episode ends off. What'd you think?
I thought it was I thought it was an interesting intro episode. That's one word for it, is an interesting intro episode. I saw the what's his name? Asuka?
Asuka? Yeah.
Yeah. I guess he's a Black Ranger, because he definitely showed up in like his Ranger uniform in the first episode. And I was like, oh.
Did he?
I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't expect to see that suit in the first literal scene of the season. So that's cool. I wonder how his morpher broke, or whatever, his changer broke. But anyways, I did think that was cool. I think it's I'd like to see more, but I thought it was funny how the first two people couldn't transform. They were like, "Your bodies can't handle the power. You gotta bounce. Sorry." And then the other two just came by and snatched up the changers, as if like they knew what was going on. It's like, y'all didn't know what was going on. You're just out here snatching people's changers and morphers without knowing what's happening. And then they said, "We got this, bro. It's morphin' time," or whatever they did. And then they just went into it. So I was like, wow, that's cool. I like their suits. I will say that their suits are pretty cool, in my opinion. I definitely do like the suits. And Red getting eaten, immediately showing up to the scene, is unironically the best thing. Like, it's funny, it's fitting. It doesn't seem out of place. He hasn't been on screen but for like 10 seconds, and it seems like it fits. It seems like it fits his character. So I was like, all right. So I don't know. It was an interesting opening scene, and I liked it so far.
Yeah, for the first episode, it didn't really give me like, okay, this is like going to be top tier vibes, but it also didn't give me like, this is going to be kind of trash vibes. So it's like, I'm still optimistic on how this will turn out. The one thing that did turn me off was him doing that, the run from Hakuji Sentai, what's their faces?
From a Hurricane?
No, not Hurricane. He was doing the all four run that
yeah, the show that will not be named.
Yeah,
it has to be. Oh.
And as soon as he started doing it, I was like, oh no, we're back to this.
Oh no, the same people from the other season? Oh god.
But I don't know.
No.
So far, I think it's not too bad. It's a slow start, but
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
Yeah. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how the rest of the season shapes up. It can go either way at this moment.
Yeah.
It can go either way. All right. And what's the next
one? We go on to episode 2. Wait, episode 2? Yes. Episode 2. Birth Abareno. Tanjo Abareno. So we start off this episodes with the giant dinosaur that showed up at the end of last episode, which ended up being a Brachiosaurus, starts talking through Asuka, and then they all go to a secret base that seems to be the old man's house. Yeah, so it's they go back to kind of a restaurant slash museum. The dinosaur, I guess, talks to everyone through Asuka, kind of telling them that he's not an enemy. The secret base ended up being named Dino House. So it's a curry shop, which Ryosuke owns. And then that's kind of like the headquarters they do. We cut back to the bad guys. And the guy that was attacking before has his armor that's getting repaired inside kind of void, and then he communicates with someone. First we find out that this dude's name is Gairutan, and then we see a message, or we see him talking to another person called Jian, so we know there's like a few of these guys. Asuka then tells everybody of the Evolian attack and how the earth split up when a giant meteor fell and kind of divided into two. So there's two kind of versions of the planet. One where the dinosaurs went extinct and one where they didn't, and then they started living with whoever else was around. Then we have Blue saying that he's going to leave unless they can pay his rate, which is 400 million yen. He leaves and then comes across, as he's leaving the place because they don't seem like they could pay it, he comes across a kid trying to get his toy when another Evolian attack, or the Evolian fortress, arrives to kind of attack the city. The pterosaur is flying around and finds the weakness of the fortress but can't attack it alone. Then Gairutan shows up again and starts attacking Asuka, calling him a traitor. Blue ends up coming out to the fight, and then all three of the Rangers transform and fight the minions, and then head after Gairutan. They end up combining their weapons into a Dino Bomber. So that's the name of the combined weapon that they blast anybody with. And then they perform the blast, which is called the Dynamite. Which just reminds me of some old TV shows. They call on their dinosaurs from the Brachiosaur. So the Brachiosaur kind of has little sections that open up, and then all of the other dinosaurs pop out of them. And then they kind of join together and form Abarareno. They get attacked by the fortress, but then they use one of the tentacles that it attacks with to swing above it, and then attack the weak point, destroying it and defeating Gairutan. Blue then goes and rescues the kid's car from the building scrap, gives it to the kid, and then he kind of walks out. Meanwhile, Ryoga, Ranru, and Yukito kind of introduce themselves to each other, and then Jin ends up striking down Gairutan. And then we see three other beings, Michaela, Zof, and Reihe, I think. They reveal themselves inside of this new enemy's hideout, and that's kind of where the end of the episode happens. What'd you think?
At one point for getting a curry shop in there because I love curry. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for good curry. And then I don't know how I feel about Blue Ranger saying, yeah, I don't want to work with you guys. You guys can whatever, go bye bye and everything like that. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll let it slide because I found it amusing that he said, "Can you guys pay 400 million yen for my salary?" And I said, "This guy, why'd you even show up?" So I thought that was amusing, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel about him moving forward. And then I mean, he helped the kid out, but again, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But I thought the episode was pretty cool. I thought it was nice. I thought it was good. I'm liking the concept of like the dinosaurs being able to talk to them. I mean, better than the show that we won't name, where you couldn't hear the animals talking to them at all. So I kind of like this. And then at the end of every like sentence, each one's has like a different I don't know, tag, whatever, like
Sure.
Terra,
Yeah.
Terra, whatever. I mean, it's okay. It's cheap. It's cool. I was like, it's a nice touch, I guess. We'll see how it feels moving forward, but it's a nice touch so far. Um, and yeah, the villain team, I'm not quite following so far. I did see a couple people, like the people you said, but this might take a minute for me to register like who they are and their ranking and like how they relate to each other. So yeah. But so far, it's pretty decent. I think in this one, didn't he say something about the armor that the guy was wearing?
Yeah, like it was originally supposed to be something more important. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh I'll save it for next episode just in case. But yeah, that armor kind of yeah.
The armor kind of what? Next episode?
Oh yeah, next episode.
Okay.
Next episode. Find out.
I think this is the first episode that the opening plays in too, right? Does it play in this one? I think it plays in this one.
Yeah.
So the opening is Bakuryuu Sentai Abaranger, which, surprise, is also the name of the show. It's performed by Masasaki Endo. What'd you think of it?
No, I did have strong. I did. Have
Okay. I was like, do you even remember it?
No, I remember. Okay. So, and I'm gonna say this because I know we're gonna get to it, but there's like a part near the end of the episodes where they play like a theme song or like an outro song or something.
They have an
like that,
outro song, yeah.
I like it significantly better than the opening. So like the opening it didn't really do it for me, but for whatever reason, that ending scene, it gets me. I was singing it. I was like, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I have to just listen to the opening a little bit more to see if it like catches me. But so far, it's not like it's there. I enjoy it. It's not like it's not pulling me in like a oh yeah, I love that. Like it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I
It's
would
definitely not the worst.
Yeah, I would agree. It's not the worst, but it's also not the best. I don't know. It seems to be the common theme with this one. Like, not the best, but it's not the worst, because we know what the worst is.
You know what the worst is. All around, hands down.
But like, it was like, I don't know. It was fine, but it's not like Hurricaneger, where Hurricaneger was like, from the first time we heard it, it was like, okay, I'm in. Let's go. I like this one.
Exactly.
This one's just like, okay. But who knows? Maybe, it's there. Maybe it'll grow on me. But this one also has an ending. We are one. Bokura wa hitotsu. And I think it's done by Akira Kushida. And it's cute. It's kind of got this whole Sentai ending theme vibe. So it's fine.
I think that one, I think the ending is more stylized, like, and it's more catchy. I just like it. It just fits more. I felt like they should have had something like that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like honestly, they probably could have switched the two, but it's okay.
Maybe. Yeah, that's pretty much it for episode 2. We can keep it moving to episode 3, an Abare style children's hero. Kotsure Hiro Abare Kei. So we start out the episode meeting a new character that we hadn't seen in the other episodes, Mai Chan. Ryoga ends up taking her to school, and everybody's kind of in a like, what's going on? Who's this kid? Why is he going around? But then it's kind of revealed that Ryoga isn't her father, but rather her uncle. And he's been raising her ever since his brother and sister-in-law passed away in an accident. We head over to the Evolian base, and then we have the scientist Zof, or Vof, not Zof. He doesn't just paint. He creates a Toronoid, which is a monster made from a combination of a plant, an animal, and an object. So he ends up creating Bakudandalion, who is Toronoid number 4. So I wonder if that means that those 3 are 1 through 3, and he's creating 4, or if they have created 3 more, and this is the 4th one that they've created. But anyway, Bakudandalion is a combination between a lion, a dandelion, and a bomb. Bakudan is a bomb. And then Reihei kind of sends off Bakudandalion with a little kiss of energy, and then he flies off to the human world. So Rangers get an alert at the base and then head off. They plow through the little minions, which I think we learn are called Barmia. But Bakudandalion's explosive seeds are just too much to handle. Tyrannel has to rush in and physically drive off the monster, causing it to retreat. And then it ends up reappearing in a different district of the city. During this fight, Bakudandalion launches its missiles, but Ranru uses her kind of knowledge to rewire a device that redirects all of the missiles back at him, which is pretty funny. Then the trio team up to use the Dino Bomber again and land the Dino Dynamite. And then that blows up Bakudandalion. Then we have the first time I think the monster gets revived. It kind of explodes, and then there's like storm clouds, and then it rains down, and then the monster gets revived as a giant. And then the team ends up joining all of their dinosaurs into Abaranger to take it down. During the fight, though, Mai ends up kind of disappearing from the school because Ryoga was supposed to be, I think, visiting the school for like a parents' day or something like that. But they defeat Bakudandalion. Once it settles, everybody starts going out looking for Mai. They end up finding her safe. She wasn't lost. She was just hanging out and talking to Tyrannel, who seems to like her a lot. And that's kind of where the episode ends, I think. What'd you think of that one?
I think it's a cool concept of creating monsters by drawing them and combining 3 different items. I wonder how long they can keep that up and without making it like super cheesy or corny. But so far,
0.
You think it's corny already?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the same vibes. I don't think it's. I think they can do it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because this obviously feels like it's the same team from last time. The originality is.
Yeah, I'm still wondering because I'm not 100% sure on that. Not like I do remember. I can't remember if it was Sentai or Kamen Rider, but I thought they had an on team and an off team. I think it may have been Kamen Rider, but I think it's probably both of them actually. I don't think Kamen Rider probably has the budget to do it at this point in the timeline, but I think Sentai probably had the same thing. Yeah.
This is feeling very off-teamy. This is feeling very similar. Pretty samey, if you will. There's some things that are that you know are pretty good. Like the costume designs, pretty good. I like it. That's a saving grace. the gimmick with the monster, not the monsters, the gimmick with the dinosaurs this time. I like it. I like it. I like it. You got me. But yeah. Just we'll see how they do with the monster of the week, and if they can become creative and not let it be like extra cheesy. Like, because I mean, it's Super Sentai. Of course, it's gonna be like a certain type of cheesy, but there's a cheesy that has a charm to it, and then there's a cheesy that's like, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how I
see
feel
which
about
one
the suits though. Like you said, you like the suits, like where
Ranger
they
suits?
have that second phase. Yeah.
I don't know about the second phase, but
Okay.
I like the
Okay.
original suits.
Cool.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't know about the second phase. Like where the elongated like white diamonds. I don't know about that.
Yeah. All right.
I do like the regular suit. Like the
Yeah.
regular suits are okay.
Cool.
I thought it was cool to get the backstory with the dinosaur the Tyrannosaur.
Oh yeah, they did talk about that where he had like his kid passed away or something like that. Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I was like, oh, so the dinosaurs actually have, you know, a life and a personality outside of just being machines or tools.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's cool. So like I said, they get points for that part. So we'll see how far they're gonna dive into it. I think if they do go further into it and like make it so that the dinosaurs relate to like the actual Rangers and like build those relationships and everything like that, we might have a contender on our hands to not be in second to last place or last place. You know what I'm saying? So we might actually have a real go at actually having to sort these things out. So we'll see how it goes. But so far it's tracking along. It's fine. I don't know how I feel about the combination of the three dinosaurs together. It's giving me like in Ranger when Ryuki when Roki's
His three where they just stack on top of each other.
Alligator, it's like kind of just jutting out the front. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't. I don't like that. But hey, that's
Actually, yeah, it would line up to timeline. I don't know. Hopefully not, but yeah,
that's already out. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, they have a second form that looks better, just all the way better, and they use that more often. But yeah, I mean, but overall, it was cool. It was cool. It's fine. Nothing so far that makes me like I hate like nothing so far that puts it in that I hated territory. Now we gotta like trudge through it, so it's fine so far. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's fine so far. I know I'm using the word fine a lot, but it is. It's not amazing, but I mean, I do like the little tidbits we're getting in the backstories. They're not completely like just a blank past where they're not going to tell us anything about it until later on. We're getting little bits and pieces here and there. So I think it's doing a good job so far. A lot of mysteries that I want to know, like the evil guys, Evolians, what's their whole deal and what's going on. Because there's a big mystery around what's going on with those guys. But yeah, pretty good so far.
Agreed. In the same boat.
But we could anything else for this week or this one? So then we can end off the week with episode 4, completed the secret Abare base, Kansei Himitsu Abare Kichi. So we open this one with a flashback. We see a doctor receiving a Nobel Peace Prize, and then he kind of credits his success to this girl who in the past helped him when he was growing up. And of course, immediately we realize this is Ranru, who is, of course, biking. Looks like she's on her bike that we kind of see her first enter the series on, and then we've seen her a couple times kind of biking around on it. We cut back to the present, and she is on that bike, and she's driving around. and she comes across this kid that's being bullied, and she kind of stops to try to help him. She tries to encourage him to not give up, and that's where true strength comes from. We cut back to the enemy, or the Evolians, and this time Wolf is creating another Tauronoid, who is a hybrid between a peppermint plant, a snapping beetle, and a sniper rifle. And it is Haka Sniper. And he is Tauronoid number 5. Back at the Dino House, the team gets their new jackets. So they get some flashy jackets. And then they kind of reveal that there were modifications done to the Dino House that makes it kind of convert into a secret command center. So Ryosuke, what's his name? The old man kind of basically kicks out the rest of his customers, and then he converts it over to like the command center, which allows them to track the Evolian kind of energies. As soon as he does that, they get a hit, and it ends up being Haka Sniper shooting, or no, Haka Sniper is around the city, just like straight sniping people, and they're falling like flies. Like they're falling all over the place. He's just hitting them one after the other. The Rangers end up tracking him down and then transform to fight him. Ranru takes the lead, chasing the sniper until he kind of retreats. Ranru ends up finding the boy from earlier. She sees him, and then she goes to check on him. But Sniper ends up ambushing them when she does that. He shoots Ranru, hitting her shoulder, I think. And then he cuts it off so that she can't kind of communicate with the rest of the squad. Meanwhile, we cut back to the base, and I think everyone's kind of getting reports from what's going on all over the city. And it's not that the people that are hit are dying like I immediately thought. They end up being kind of they have been infected with a virus, and it's called the peppermint virus, I think. And anybody who gets hit by it kind of becomes feverish and incapacitated. Ranru ends up kind of works with the kid to kind of figure out like a game plan against Sniper. And then to protect the boy, she jumps onto a truck and then kind of gets Sniper to follow her. And then she kind of gives her plans to the kid to try to take back to the command base. He runs off and gets to the command base and then hands them to the rest of the squad. On the way, of course, there's this jump that he was afraid to do, and he must jump across that little board, which he fails and jumps into the river, but he just swims off because he's learned his lesson, of course, that he must persevere, and trying hard is what's actually important. Now that the note has been delivered, they end up sending off blue and red with these new presents, and it ends up being the Road Raptors. So they end up getting up to Ranru with the Road Raptors. There's 3 of them. They all jump on, and then they chase Sniper at a high speed. They end up hitting the dino. They all jump onto one raptor, combine their weapons, and then hit Sniper with their dynamite finisher, blowing him up. Once he goes giant, they team up into Abaranger. Ranru ends up realizing that they kind of need to keep him from flying off. So they use the pterodon's wings to kind of like destroy his wings. And then they finish him off. Once that's done, or once he is exploding because they finish him off, we see a small body inside the explosion, and it manages, for some reason, Sniper's main body is still intact for the last few seconds, and he manages to snap Ranru. And we're like, oh no. And then they do the cliffhanger thing that they've started to do every episode. But when we come back, Ranru has apparently been collecting little gadgets, and one of the gadgets she collected was a bulletproof vest. So she's completely fine. And they're like, yeah, that's the end. What did you think of that episode?
I thought that this one was this one wasn't that bad. Like,
it wasn't that bad.
To be honest, it wasn't that bad. It's like at first I was like, but I don't like it. I think the Yellow Ranger might be my favorite one so far.
Of course.
It wasn't too bad. Of course. No. One, because she's not jumping into dinosaurs' mouths, and then two, she's not like abandoning her friends for like 400 million yen or whatever. So it's like she's the only one that seems pretty reasonable and normal out of the
So your only argument is that she's not the other two. So
facts. Yeah, got me. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. She was teaching a cool lesson in this one. The dude was pretty defeatist and nihilistic, and so it was nice that she gave him a pretty. Yeah. Oh, I mean, he was. He was like, "I'm a failure." That's pretty much it. That was his like emote, his default emote line. Just every time you said something to him, hey, I need your help. Can you literally take this piece of paper next door? I'm a failure. I don't think I can do it. That was him. So it was nice that she taught him how to like persevere through that and everything like that. I mean, it only took her pretty much getting her butt handed to her for a little bit before he was like, yeah, she's getting worked. Maybe I should just go ahead and take this paper over to the other Rangers. And I was like, yeah, buddy, you should probably do that. So it was cool. At least he faced his fears and everything like that. When they revealed the additions to the base, I said, who had the time to do this? And if you don't have 400 million yen to pay my dude's salary, how did you pay for this? Like that was the first thing that came to my head, and I was like, who's the real villain here? Who's the real messed up one? So, but it's a cool home base, and he like literally pulled out the whole, what is it? What's the dude's name? And Batman, The Dark Knight, when they had like the whole surveillance system with like all the cameras in the city.
Yeah.
It really did that. They were like, yeah, we could tap into every street camera and everything, so we'll be able to see. I was like, oh wow. So how are you guys, again, who's paying for this? How did you guys figure this out? Who's the super genius? Like it whatever. I digress. The fact is we got it now. It's here. So no returnsies. So yeah, it was a cool episode. It was nice. We're gonna see how long this gimmick of her collecting random trinkets goes, and how the level of outlandishness that's gonna happen. But the bulletproof vest was pretty spot on. I was like, wow, that was actually pretty nice. That was nice.
I don't know about spot on. I think that completely destroyed their whole, because the whole, oh, we're going to leave you on a cliffhanger and then come right back. It's like, yeah. Oh, she just happens to have a bulletproof vest. It's like, okay, so none of the rest of them that you do, I'm going to even pay any attention to.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well, no. Wait, okay, so with that, something that did stand out to me within like the first 2 episodes was that they have the commercial breaks, and it's it wasn't prevalent in like the other seasons. This is the first season where it like stands out, and like it's like in your face type of like commercial breaks, because it's like, because like they did the thing with the Blue Ranger where he was like, oh, I'm gonna leave, and then they literally showed like a commercial thing with him as the Ranger with his suit on and like his dinosaur. And I was like, well, now I know he didn't leave and he didn't get replaced. Like, he's literally right here. And I was like, well, all right. So I was like, maybe it was like the suspense for a commercial break to bring you back after the commercial. But I did notice that, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I think that might have been what that was, because again, I was like, okay, like this is something you leave at the end of the episode, but whatever. But yeah, I agree. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. But other than that, fine start to the series. I'm going to see how the next couple of batches go before I give them my verdict.
Yeah.
What
would it take? What would it take for this season for it to, one, win you over, or two, lose you? What are your win and lose conditions?
It's all in how the story goes. Like if they just start going like all over the place, like there's no compass to where we're headed, then I'm done. But if they come up with some good like lore for the universe and what's going on between this battle, they already got a battle going on. So yeah, I think they got to give you some sort of story.
Yeah. Okay. Something. Yeah. Okay. I agree. Yeah. If we're just like wandering around, listening lazily to the left, then it's not gonna work for me either. Don't
wait until like 40 episodes from now and then be like, oh yeah, those Evolians, they are actually, this is the story behind them, and it's like, bruh, you gotta have that stuff coming in from the get-go.
Yeah.
Give me something. But so far, I mean, so far they're doing the setup thing, so I mean, I don't hate it. It's fine.
Yeah. I will say, I think in the past I've been kind of harsh about them jumping straight into like the backstories, like they have the first episode and then they'll jump into like the whole categorized stories, like this ranger gets like a backstory update, this one gets a backstory update, this one gets a story. So, which I think they kind of like, well, they do it and then they back off, then they do it again. So
but it makes sense because you got to learn about your characters. So
that's true. So we'll see how it goes.
All in all, not the worst week. So
it's in the hot seat. Best believe it's in the hot seat, but it has a chance.
All right. Anything else for this one?
Who's your favorite character so far? I mean, mine's a yellow. I mean, it's not many, but
I mean,
standing out.
None of them so far. I don't know them enough.
I hate them all.
Yeah. Maybe Yosuke. He seems like a good dude. We know a little bit about him taking care of his little niece. So not Ryonosuke. Ryoga.
Yeah. When he like showed up and they were like, yo, who is she? He was like, what did he say? Adopted dad, or
I don't even know if he said adopted. For some reason I thought he just had a kid, and I was like, wait, what? I'm gonna have him have a kid? Okay.
He was like part-time dad. I was like, what? Like, wait a minute. So I was like, okay. I was like, now this is interesting. I said, now we can go. And then they were like, no, it's not really. I was like, oh, well,
but still.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
You're just volunteering to be a guardian.
Yeah. But I think that's it for this week for Sentai. So we can go ahead and move on to Kamen Rider. So once again, we're starting a new season of Kamen Rider. This writer is Kamen Rider Faiz, which, spoiler, is one of my favorite writers. Faiz is probably one of the series. I can't remember if it's the first series I completed for Kamen Rider.
I think that's what you said last time. You said it was the first one you saw.
Yeah. I think Faiz is the one. I think I may have seen one episode of a later Kamen Rider, and then I think I started watching a different season, but I didn't finish it. But Faiz is the first one I started, and I completely finished. So,
okay.
Not gonna blow it up too much. But
also, my coworker said something about this one too.
What's that?
My coworker said something about this one too. I told him, he was like, "Oh, how was?" He said, "How was?" What's the last one we watched? Ryuki.
Yeah.
Ryuki. I was like, oh, it was great, yada 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 yada. When you get to this part, yada yada, whatever, whoop de whoop de whoop. And then I was like, yeah, we're watching Five now. He was like, you're talking about Kamen Rider 555, and I was like, yeah.
Kamen Rider 555. I should have brought up my thing. I had it, but I didn't want to go searching for it.
Yeah. Like I had to go away from the chat. I said 555. I typed in Kamen Rider 5 and like commonly known as 55. I was like, okay, all right. Yes.
I don't know anybody that would call it 555. It's Faiz.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, we can go into it. Yeah.
So let's start with episode 1 of Kamen Rider Faiz. Spoilers ahead for episodes 1 through 4, as always. The start of a trip. Tabi no Hajimari. So the series opens with a heist at this place called Smart Brain Laboratory. A mysterious figure makes off with a briefcase with an item that ends up containing some sort of belt. We then meet this person, Yuji. He's visiting his parents with his girlfriend, who we learn is Chie. But on the way home with his parents, they end up being in an accident, Yuji and his parents. We cut to 2 years later, and we learned that the parents died instantly, but Yuji's been in a coma. Unfortunately, when we join him 2 years later, he's actually ending up dying immediately after we cut back to him, only to suddenly wake up after being declared dead. We cut over to Kyushu, and we meet a girl that we don't know the name of. She's driving around being chased by this guy who she apparently helped fix his motorcycle. They dip into a restaurant. She grabs a quick bite and kind of leaves them again. As she's leaving, another mysterious stranger kind of notices her bag. And then we kind of cut away again and head back to Yuji, who's talking to his relatives now that he's out and walking about. His uncle kind of says that when everything happened, they ended up having to sell the house and all of the assets, so nothing's left for him. And then as he leaves there, he heads off to try to find his girlfriend, Chie, but then realizes that she has a new boyfriend. So he kind of has nothing, no money, no girlfriend, nothing. We cut back over to Kyushu, and then the girl finds herself kind of in a bad spot. A monster is hunting people at a nearby campsite. When it corners her, she tries to use the belt. She takes a belt out of a box and tries to put it on herself. But then it kind of gives an error and shocks her back. After that happens, she kind of takes the stranger that had noticed her before, thought her bag was his bag that had gotten stolen. She takes the belt, though, and puts it around Takumi's belt, or his waist. She enters a code in the phone, which we see, I think, is 555. Then she puts it on him, and then he transforms, basically, and a suit pops up around him. And he is Kamen Rider Faiz. He starts fighting the creature, and then he finishes it with this big kick to the chest. And then the monster kind of turns into flames and then crumbles to gray ash. But before the episode ends, we cut back over to Yuji one more time. He's stopping the car that had... I couldn't tell if this guy was just Chie's new boyfriend, or if it was Chie's new boyfriend and his cousin or whatever that was at the uncle's house. But either way, he kind of stands in front of the car. The new boyfriend steps out of the car, talks to him, and then Yuji transforms into this horse monster and ends up stabbing him in the heart, and it kind of goes on fire. And then that's that's kind of where the episode ends off. What'd you think?
I thought Excuse me. It's been a long week. I thought that this was gonna be the happiest writer that we had, with a happy family, parents, loving girlfriend, and he's just like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna go off and do some hero stuff. I'll be back for dinner." I was sorely mistaken, and whoa, yeah. As soon as I saw them in the car, I said, "Wait a minute, why are they in a car?" And then you see the car coming down the road, and I said, "Oh, wow, that sucks. That's a bit." And then it just happens. So yeah, that I thought that was tragic but funny at the same time. Like it's just cliche in my opinion. But anyways. But I did like that. They gave me a little bit of hope for the first like 10 seconds. After that, it did cut. I don't know if it's because I was tired or what, but it felt like it cut like it did a lot of cutting like around the episode. And it made it hard to follow for me. Just a little bit, just a tad bit, just a tad bit. I might have to get used to it. I might be just used to Ryuki for a minute and I might have to get into it. But I'm very curious about the whole, I guess, people, or I guess him passing and their eyes glazing over or clouding up and then them coming back. I want to know what that's about. So in typical Kamen Rider fashion, they've already kind of introduced some lore stuff that is very interesting and that I really want to know more about. So I think that's the most interesting. That and also the belt rejecting old girl when she tried to put it on. I think those two are the most interesting. Okay, okay, fine. After the fact that he lost his entire family, those are the two most interesting parts of the of the story for me. So I definitely want to see more about those two. And find out more. Actually, no, this whole thing is kind of interesting because I want to find out about the monsters too, just going around stabbing people in the hearts. So yeah. I liked it, safe to say. What did you think about it?
I thought it was good, of course. Like I said, this is probably one of my favorite writers. It's definitely top tier in my opinion, and that's just my personal ranking. Um, but I like how, yeah, it does feel like it's split. It's basically two stories that are going back and forth. I don't think Ryuki was as bad, because we still had Shinji as kind of like the main. This one, it starts out and you think Yuji's the main.
Yeah.
But obviously he doesn't have the belt. And the belt is what makes a Kamen Rider. What's that?
His name is Yuji?
Isn't it?
No, I'm asking because I didn't know.
Yeah, I thought his name was Yuji. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yuji.
Cool. Well, that makes that easier. I'm sure I'll remember that. Yeah.
So many Yujis
sure.
and yeah.
Enemies.
What's that? Nanamis and like everybody shares their name, but yeah. But it is pretty cool. Looks like he's a monster, obviously, because he died and then came back. But yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Ryo from Agito.
Really?
Yeah, because Ryo just like had his accident and then he was like coming back and kind of outcast and everything. Although Ryo didn't just straight up murk people.
That we know of.
Yeah, that we know of, but almost felt like that sensei was going to get it once, but
yeah. I mean, low key kind of, that would be deserving.
Yeah,
that would be weird. But that's interesting. I thought it more so reminded me of like the grungy in a sense, like not necessarily people transforming into them, but like them having their two forms and stuff.
I guess that's true. Yeah, I guess that could be one.
Yeah, that might be a reach though, but yeah.
But we can keep it moving to episode 2. The belt's power. Belt, no, Chikara. So after the fight, the After Yuji's thing, the guy kind of stumbles back to his apartment with Chie before he crumbles into a pile of dust, kind of freaking her way out. And then Yuji ends up finding a tall building to jump off of. Unfortunately / fortunately for him, he kind of just gets up unfazed. And then we kind of see a woman from Smart Brain commercials that we have seen off and on throughout the show so far, walk up to him and kind of inform him that that will not kill him. And then he's evolved into something called an Orphanoch, and then kind of invites him to go with her. Back with our main duo, we end up finding out that the girl's name is Mari. But the stranger hands back the belt to Mari, saying that he had no interest in it. He basically thought she had his bag, and that's why he was going after her. They kind of go back and forth a little bit. And then he gets a call from the police saying that they found his bag. So they head over to the police to kind of get it. And it ends up his bag has, they have a little gag here where his bag just has some bright undies in it and some other stuff. And he's like, yeah, this is my bag. They leave the station. We find out that his name is Takumi Inui. 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 Yeah. We find out that is his name. They kind of exit the police station. They have a little bit back and forth again. They still have bags that look exactly the same. So in order to get rid of Mari, Takumi kind of throws he thinks her bag over across the gate. And then he feels bad, so he kind of helps her find it. And then once they come back to their bikes again, they find out that once again, Takumi's bag is not there. But it actually ends up being Mari's bag because he accidentally threw her bag or his bag across. And now they have the bag with the undies in it, but not the belt. To get the belt back, they go through the city kind of looking for it, and they end up finding it at a pawn shop, but they need to make the money in order to buy it because the owner of the pawn shop actually spent money for it. To get the money, Mari cuts hair at a local amusement park of little kids. So we have a little scene here with them running around trying to get people to let her cut their hair so that she can earn the money to buy it back. Meanwhile, we cut back to Yuji. He tries to kind of talk to Chie, but Chie is kind of overwhelmed and being followed by these detectives. And as soon as she sees them, she's like, oh, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was actually this guy. She doesn't even know. She's just freaked out. And she's like, I'm going to blame anyone and everyone I can. So he runs away. She runs away. They end up running into each other again. And she apologizes. But Yuji's kind of over it. And he transforms. And he just like murks her really quick. And then she kind of gathers into dust again. So we cut back over to Mari and Inui, and Takumi shows up just in time because Mari is once again cornered by an Orphanoch. He shows up to save her after like telling her to go off on her own. And then he transforms once more into Kamen Rider Faiz. The monster proves too much for his attacks. So Mari ends up opening the case, grabbing out a piece of equipment that looks like a digital camera, sticks it on him, and then he executes another kick, which is called a Crimson Smash, and turns the elephant Orphanoch into a pile of dust. And I think that's where the episode ends off. What do you think?
The whole gag with the bag. Oh man, honestly, I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of like it. I kind of don't. I don't like it makes me laugh, but it's like I don't want to laugh at that. But it makes me laugh. So I like it, but I don't want to like it. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know why this dude only has like bright colored underwear in his bag. And one, I don't know why they have identical bags in the first place. That's it's just
It's a popular
where are they getting the
bag.
bags
I don't know. Lots of people have the same
from?
bags.
Ah, no, they gotta have something. Get like a piece of tape. You should have got like a tape with his name on it or something.
Hmm.
Anyways, I think I think I'm confused about the I'm gonna call her futuristic looking lady, the one that like kind of like walks up on dude. I don't it doesn't I don't quite
Smart brain
understand
lady.
it. Yeah, the smart brain lady. It's giving me Blade Runner vibes, but I don't know. We'll see.
Hmm.
Blade Runner
Like the
40
AI.
2940. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's the only thing I could think to rationalize it for me. Outside of that, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm just like, oh, that's weird. But whatever. Uh, Again, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it and get used to the pacing of the show because it does cut between scenes like a lot. The other ones didn't do that quite as much, so that definitely does. It's gonna take some getting used to for me, at least. So by the time I do get used to it, I should be able to follow the story a little bit better. But um, 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 but yeah, so far it's decent. So far it's decent. I do want to learn more about the what are they called again? They're
Orphanoch.
Orphanox. I do want to learn more about them because they are interesting, and now we have monsters that are taking people off the board again, and plainly, and I like it. So
Well, I think all the monsters have been taking people off the board.
I mean, in Ryuki, it was a little less obvious. Yeah. In Ryuki, it was a little less obvious. In Agito, it took a chill pill. So the Grungi were like, they were running generational fades. I'm not going to lie. They were out there going crazy, running up the numbers, running up the scoreboard.
Yeah.
So yeah, like ain't nobody touching the Grongi. Like if all of the monsters had to fight against each other, the Grongi would come out on top. I believe it.
I don't know about that, but yeah, they had the
They
highest
had that
numbers.
energy. They had that energy about them. I believe it. But so far it's okay. So far I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
So
Um. Yeah, I like it so far. The jumping between the two does feel like they have like two main characters, kind of. So they're
mhm.
splitting the story between the two. It feels like one of those things where they're going to meet up eventually. I don't think we got that in any of the other seasons where they put so much time in somebody that's not the main character, but
Yeah.
it's we're learning stuff, so I'm all about it so far.
Yeah.
Also, this episode we did get the opening, which is Justifies or Justifies
Yeah.
by Issa. What'd you think of that?
I'm gonna have to listen to it a couple of times. It didn't stand out to me. I don't
What?
think
This
so.
is a banger.
Yeah. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm saying I'm gonna have to listen to it a couple of times because right now the song is not standing out to me. There's a certain quality that Ryuki had to where I remembered it regardless of when I watched the show. I like just remembered it and it stuck with me. I'm not getting the same feeling from Faiz, but then again, when I watched I wasn't playing it like super loud. I was playing it lower. So I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying I might not have heard it in all of its glory. You know what I'm saying? I might not
Okay.
have gotten the
Okay.
full effect. So let me give me like give me till next episode and I could give you a good rundown from it.
I'll give you some time.
I don't wanna prematurely say it was trash, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. I'll give you some time. But I like it. It's really good. Yeah, Justifies. Good.
Yeah. Good.
Enough said. Um But if that's it for episode 2, we can move on to episode 3. The King's Sleep. Oh no, Nemuri. So we open with the aftermath of Yuji's revenge. I guess what's her face didn't turn to dust last time. So Yuji hops into the car of Smart Brain Lady, and they kind of speed off while Chie kind of wakes up and then fades into dust. Takumi gives Mary the belt back and says that she's hurt, so he'll stay with her for a while until she gets better and heals up. Then we cut back to Yuji again. I don't know if I should start like just having one half of the episode being what happens with the Belt Gang and one half of them what happens with Yuji. But for now, we'll just cut back and forth like it does in the show.
I'm so serious. It's a lot of cutting.
It is a lot of cutting. But anyway, Yuji arrives at Smart Brain and then gets a message from the president who Smart Brain Lady kind of wanted to introduce him to. And the message says that the king's sleep is deep. Meanwhile, we cut back again to a new character called Yuka, whose family kind of ignores her, and then she gets bullied at school. She also is writing to a pen pal named Keitaro-san, who works at a car wash or works at a lot of different places. So he's washing cars, he's delivering laundry. Sorry, I thought I saw something. And wants everybody, his goal is for everybody in the world to be happy. He gets cut off while he's driving by Takumi on his bike because Takumi is running away from Mari again. And Keitaro kind of crashes into a light pole and screws up the car. That's weird. I keep seeing a flashing light. I think it's my stupid my friend. So anyway, Keitaro ends up being easily manipulated by his customers as he's dropping off laundry. They kind of have him do all sorts of odd jobs for them. Meanwhile, we cut again to a different area of the city, and there's a cave in, and we see miners come across this buried classroom that they figure out is from like 1995. Again, Mary and Keitaro start going to the laundry to clean. They go to a laundromat because as they're driving around, one of the pieces of laundry, the final piece that they have to deliver, kind of falls off and then gets ran over by a car. So they take it to a laundromat to wash it. But when they do, they come across Takumi's laundry. Mari immediately pegs it because it's bright undies. And then she and Takumi kind of get into an argument when he finds it. He kind of kicks Keitaro's laundry out of the laundry machine that his stuff was in, and then they kind of tussle over it, and then it rips. Meanwhile, an orphanage from the group of 3 comes across them. So there's like a group of 3 orphanage that come on a plane from somewhere else. They come across, one of them comes across Mari, and then demands the belt. And then Takumi transforms again. He ends up defeating the new orphanage. And then we end up cutting back to Yuka, who ends up walking back from school or something in the snow, and then she ends up passing out. And then we can't tell what's happening to her, but then she suddenly wakes up and her eyes flash gray. But that's how the episode ends out. What you think?
1995 is a good year. Got a good feeling about this classroom in the mines. Anyways, okay, we're getting another character introduction here. This is it's not bad. We just came off of having an ensemble cast, so I wouldn't be opposed to having another ensemble cast. But she is getting bullied like crazy. Like I've never seen What wasn't she like in gym class or something like that? And they're like throwing the balls at her face,
Yeah.
like throwing the basketballs at her. I was like, hey, yo, they said forget the game and just started like tossing the basketballs at her. I was like, yo, that's insane bullying. But excuse me. But okay. The dude that's running the errands, I think until like you until you said it that way, I thought he was the same guy from like the first episode, like or the first two, where like his eyes went like cloudy gray. And I was like, why does he look so different in these different scenes? I was like, is he not the same? He's not the same. Because I was so confused for a second, and like I was gonna say like, yo, this show is really confusing me, but it's a little bit less confusing now. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, kinda. So it's a completely different character. But yeah, anyways, one, I'm gonna say this right now. I don't like this guy. I don't like him at all. I don't know what it is, but he's rubbing me the wrong way, and I don't like him. Two, he can't catch a break. Like he's done lost his laundry in the middle of the street. It's done have tire marks on it. It's done got ripped at the laundromat. He might as well go ahead and tell the clients that he pack it up. He's like, yo, you might want to find somebody else. My bad, bro. I just can't do it. I'll pay for it later. Um, and then also the bad gag. It's just the I don't know how they keep running into each other, but at this point they might as well stick together. They might as well do like a whole Ren and Yui thing. Just stick together, see this through. You're connected through the bag and the belt. You might as well. You guys know you guys know enough. You should just stick it out. But yeah, I wonder if I don't know their names, but Bagman, Bright Underwear Man, and
Takumi?
uh yeah,
Inui?
Takumi and the other guy, yeah. I wonder if they're gonna be friends. I don't know. I'm not getting that vibe, but then again, you don't get that vibe from Ren and Shoichi.
Shinji.
Shinji. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. But I'm scared because bullied girl went cloudy eyes. So I have a strange sickling feeling in deep in the back of my mind. We'll see what happens. But I like her so far. I feel like she's gonna be a favorite for me.
Of course.
She was bullied. What? She was bullied. That's you know what I'm saying. That's like a classic hero origin story. A classic hero origin story. No way she's gonna be a villain.
We'll see.
What can I say? What can I say?
But all in all, a good episode. We're starting to keep it kind of moving along. Like all the writers before, well, most of the writers before it, they're moving the story along. We're getting a lot of stuff in there. No big details yet, but I think they're doing a good job with the pacing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Flying with the pacing, and I need them to kind of slow it down a little bit. Maybe take like one or two cuts out. That's it. That's it.
we'll see. Maybe one time. But I think they're doing a good job kind of giving us a little bit of story, a lot of questions. Well, they're not really giving us many answers at this point, just a lot of questions. But I think we're still getting the introduction. They're introducing a lot of characters really quickly, which might seem like a lot, but I think they're doing a good job with it so far.
Yeah. Agreed.
But let's move on or end off the week with episode 4 of Kamen Rider Ryuki, or Kamen Rider Faiz. Excuse me. Gotta keep track. So we start with episode 4. My name. Ore no namae. We open with Mari actually being injured this time, kind of forcing Takumi to stop, kind of ditching her, and then actually help her or stick with her to help take care of her, because mostly Keitaro is also forcing him to take her to the hospital. Then we kind of cut back to one of the orphanocs, and they are pumping gas or something like that. And then one of them completely murks this one dude because he doesn't want to pay the bill, which is $14. Dude lost his life over $14.
Man, hard economy.
Yeah.
You know,
So
tough.
the other orphanaut comes back and kind of gets on his case. He's like, "Don't do it out in the open. You're insane."
Yeah.
But anyway, they get a phone call from Smart Brain Lady, who tells them kind of the belt's rough location, and then they kind of head off. Keitaro gets pretty motivated after seeing all of the fighting that happened last episode between Takumi and the orphanaut. And he ends up kind of hanging around Mari and Inui. Yuri's sister, after she returns home, or no, Yuri returns home, not Yuri, Yuki. What's her name? Yuri.
Wait,
Yuka.
Wait, Yui was from the other show.
Yeah. It's Yuka, right? Yeah, so it's Yuka. Crap. So Yuka ends up going back home after waking up. But her sister ends up getting hit by a car. For some reason, Yuka ends up hearing her voice, and she grabs her parents, and they all head back to kind of rescue the sister. But as soon as they get there, the sister pulls a fast one and is like, "It was actually Yuka that did this. She shoved me down the hill for some reason, and that's what was going on." And I'm like, "What? Yo, you are evil, woman." So Yuka ends up getting kicked out of the house. Basically, her parents are like, "You're gone. Get out." So
Easy come, easy go.
Yeah, that happened. But anyway, we cut back to Takumi and Mari wake up to find out Keitaro is gone, but he also left with the belt. When he leaves, though, he ends up running into the other two orphanaut, and then he tries to be a hero. But when he puts on the belt and tries to transform, he gets the error, so he can also not transform. One of the orphanaut steals the belt from him and then uses it to transform, and now we have another Faiz. This Faiz, orphanaut Faiz, ends up attacking the other orphanaut, though, and killing him. Takumi ends up rushing the orphanaut Faiz, and then when he and Keitaro kind of get knocked down and they're about to get attacked, the Mari's bike, transforms and then attacks the orphanaut. The belt ends up falling off, and then Takumi grabs it, transforms, and then he takes out the last orphanaut with the Faiz suit. After the fight, Takumi agrees to take the belt and protect it for Mari, and then he's like, "Hey, I'll also trade you bikes." And then Mari's like, "I'll think about it." We go back to Yuka, and she gets bullied again at school. She gets her stockings stolen, her shoes stolen, and then she's told to come to the gym class. When she arrives, though, we see her kind of transform into her orphanaut form, and then we hear a lot of screaming. So as she's leaving the gym, she gets approached by Yuji, and that's kind of where the episode ends off. What you think?
Deserved for the whole gym class, you know. I think hey, I like it. Like I said, she's gonna be one of my favorites. I like it.
Wait, you said something about a hero, bro.
Yeah, that not all heroes wear capes. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but not most heroes don't kill.
Well, tell that to Blade, Deadpool, and Punisher.
Well, they're not heroes.
Okay, anti-heroes. Still heroes, just of the anti sort.
Which makes them not a hero.
But they're not villains.
Pretty close to it.
Hey man, what's life without a little line walking, you know?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. No Johnny Cash. No, sorry. But anyways, I enjoyed the episode. I thought wait, first off, seeing an Orphanoch turn into Phase 5 was crazy. And I was like, I didn't know that this was gonna happen. Now I'm very curious to see what's gonna happen moving forward. If somebody's gonna steal the belt and keep it, and if like they gotta devise a plan to get the belt back from Orphanoch guys, or what's gonna happen if there's gonna be like another belt now, because now my brain is running. Like, what are the possibilities? So this was a cool episode. It made me think about other things that have happened. I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess I know why dude tried to put on the belt. He wanted to be a hero, but once he found out the belt didn't work, he was literally like like he was groveling. Did I say I don't like this guy? Yeah, I think I did. I don't like this guy. So and we'll see what happens with him. But I think it was cool to see the Orphanoch transform. To see him attack another Orphanoch is a curious case, and I wonder what's going to happen with that. If all the Orphanochs don't like each other, or if like putting on the belt and transforming alters their brain chemistry that makes them attack their own.
Well, it felt more like power corrupting someone. So he's like, oh, I'm more powerful now. Like, I'm gonna get back at you for trying to be bossy.
Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Yeah.
Sure. That is the saying. That's the saying. I'm just giving you a hard time. Don't worry about it.
But I think I found a part of this funny. I think this is in this episode, but like all the three main people are sitting together. Errand boy that can't run errands correctly, bright colored underwear, and the girl that's stuck in the middle. Like they were sitting in like a gazebo thing, and like dude was like, "Oh, I'm allergic to like people with bad personalities," and like he like looked at him and sneezed. They were like, "What's wrong with you?" He's like, "Oh, I think I'm just allergic to bad energy." And then he was like, and like sneezed. That I was like, "Oh, that is funny." I don't like this guy, but I like that joke. That was good. I'm gonna use that. So I enjoyed that. But yeah, no, old girl is my favorite. So what's her name again?
Mari.
Mari.
Mari. Mari.
She's my favorite. I'm rooting for her for the whole show. So hopefully she survives. We'll see. Maybe she'll be out next episode. I don't know. She might be gone. Who knows? But I hope she survives at least half the season. At least. Rolling the dice here.
Yeah, we'll see.
I did like it though. Mainly because it offered more questions and like it opened the possibilities. So. And we got a true hero origin story going on. So yeah.
Because like almost anybody can be Faiz. Or at least you have to hit that luck.
Who's the main character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also learned a couple episodes ago that Takumi is Nekojita, which is funny because this is how I learned the word Nekojita, which is like a cat's tongue, is when you can't eat hot food because you're basically, your tongue is so sensitive like a cat's that if you have food that's too hot, you can't eat it. You have to cool it down first and eat it. It's this
is that why he was like blowing on the noodles and made a big deal about it?
Yeah. Well, he was trying not to make a big deal about it, but yeah. Okay. But I am also with that affliction. So, yeah, people give me a hard time about it sometimes too.
Yeah. Like, eat your food. I'm trying.
Yeah. But it's an odd one that doesn't get used too much, but yeah, it comes up every once in a while, especially if you are one, which I happen to be.
That's why this is your favorite.
No, that's not why. That's not it. Yo, Faiz just has a cool armor. I like the look of it. I wanted his kicks. They have Rider sneakers, and I really wanted the Faiz sneakers, but the sizes they have are too small, which is a serious bummer because I really wanted his. Yeah. Yeah, that's the set I want. Yeah, maybe I'll bring it.
Picture, so
yeah. I was like, man, because I think they only go to 11 and I'm a size 12. And I was like, I don't know. I can't fit that. But
You missed it by that much.
yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Faiz this week. Anything else to add?
Nope. Mary's my favorite.
Pretty good week so far. I'm enjoying both. I'm enjoying Faiz.
It's okay if you enjoy the other one.
Yeah, the other one's not too bad yet. The other one's not too bad. Yeah,
exactly. Yes, that was very strong yet. Though.
Yeah, but that's it for this week. As always, hopefully we'll catch you next weekend or next week, same time, same place. Possibly, we might be taking a week off. I'm not quite sure yet. But as always, we may not have much money. We may not have much time. But there's one thing we do have plenty of. And that is
a lot of scene cuts and Kamen Rider Faiz.
Sure. Why not? Catch you next time. Peace.
Oh, man. Oof. Let's see.